So today we're going to talk about how to elicit a writing sample from a child during an educational screening appointment. A writing sample will give you more information about a child's skills as it pertains to their physical writing ability and their spelling and sentence writing skills. All of these will give you a better overall picture of what the child knows. So I'll be going over what things you can have a child write, what to take note of, and then we'll look at some specific writing samples. There are some simple tasks that you can ask the child to do to get a sample of their writing skills. You can ask the child to write their name first or first and last, their birth date if they know it, the alphabet in lowercase letters, numbers 1 through 20, any words that they know how to write or words that they like to write, and words from the phonics screener that they have read correctly. So words from the phonics screener, if you've administered the nonsense words phonics screener, you can dictate a few of those words to see if they can spell them correctly. You can also dictate some real words with a variety of different spelling patterns, such as CVC words, vowel consonant E, beginning and ending blends, bossy R, etc., to see if they know those spelling patterns. And you can pick words from the lesson pages in your training companion guide for that. For older students who are able to write sentences, you can give them a topic and ask them to write a short paragraph. And you can use the writing prompts such as these to get them started. And I will link that for you so you can grab those. You don't need to place these pages in front of the child. You can simply ask the first question on the page for the child to respond to. And if they get stuck, you can use the other questions on that same page to guide them. These are some things to take note of as the child is writing. And these observations will help you in determining what skills need to be developed for instructional planning. Pencil grip, how they hold their pencil, or are they right or left-handed? How do they form their letters? Do they start letters at the bottom and go up? How do they write their B's and D's? Are they reversing any letters or any numbers? Do they need to recite the ABCs aloud to remember them or go back and read them to remember what comes next? Do they use only uppercase letters or do they know how to write lowercase, or maybe they use a mix? Spacing and size. Do they have huge spaces between letters or are they crammed together with no spaces? Or maybe the spacing is inconsistent. Do they write overly large letters for their age? And how legible is their writing? Ease or difficulty. Do they struggle with and write slowly, or do they write with ease and very quickly? Use of their paper. Are they aware of how to use the space on the paper, where to start, left to right orientation? Are they aware of the edges of the paper and know to go to the next line? Spelling. Is it phonetic? Do they know the spelling of high frequency words? Do they know rules such as the magic E rule, CK rule, floss? And finally, sentence structure. If you're asking them to write sentences or a paragraph, do they use simple sentence structure and use the same words over and over again? Students will resort to using very simple words and sentence structure when they do not have strong spelling skills. Do they use capitals and punctuations correctly, or are they missing? And is their vocabulary simple, or do they use complex words? So let's take a look at some writing samples and talk about what skills we're seeing and what skills we're not seeing in order to guide our instruction as we move forward with these students. So our first writing sample is from a 7-year-old boy, and we can see that when asked to write the alphabet up at the top, there are very large spaces in between those letters. So he obviously was taught to put spaces between his letters. And then when we got to J, he had a hard time remembering what came after J. So we sang the alphabet song to help him, and he was able to finish the alphabet with some missing letters and a reversal. But then you see here that he didn't work so hard on spacing his letters. So we're going to need to work on appropriate spacing with this student. We can see here with his numbers, he reversed 5 and 9. So he has some difficulty with reversing numbers and also letters, as you can see here in his writing samples where I dictated a few CVC words from the phonics screener. Cat, he wrote correctly. Dog, we have the order of the letters in the wrong places. And then bed, we see some reversals with B and D and getting those sounds, all the sounds correct. And this next writing sample, this is from a 7-year-old girl. And she was able to write her alphabet, uppercase and lowercase letters. We have a reversal with 5 with her numbers. Her letters and numbers are a little squeezed, but not too bad. Here, I asked her to write some words that she knew how to write. And so she knows how to write a lot of high frequency words. They, the, in, go, going, it, at, ate, and eat. And then I asked her to write a short paragraph on a topic, and she chose to write about her dog, Remy. So here we have some simple sentence structure saying Remy is so nice. Remy is my brother. Remy is a pit bull. She does use punctuation at the end of her sentences. There are some capitals that are missing at the beginning. So this will tell me that we're going to need to go over putting a capital letter at the beginning of our sentences. And then here I asked her to write some words from the phonics screener to see what her spelling skills were like. And here the word hike, and tune, she does not have that vowel consonant E skill. So we need to work on that. For fade, she was able to get it. So that gives me a lot of information about what are some skills, what gaps she has in some of her spelling skills. This next writing sample is from an 8-year-old girl. And she wrote her alphabet at the top. We do have some letter reversals. And then she wrote her numbers next. Those look pretty good. She wrote some words that she knows how to write because, like, the, have. So she knows how to spell those high frequency words. Here, I had her write some words from the phonics screener: hum, nip, let, pod, mint. So I can see that ending blend there she's missing. Hike and mole. So here are vowel consonant E. So she does not have that skill. I asked her to write a sentence. Tim can sit in a tub. We're missing a ending mark there, ending punctuation. And then on the back, I had her write a paragraph about her favorite things. And we can see here that her writing is mostly phonetic, but there are letters missing in favorite, learn, thing. She's missing that TH sound. We also see a mixture of upper and lowercase letters. So we need to work on proper use of capital letters. She also wrote very quickly. So she is missing words in her sentences. My favorite activity, going to the zoo. So we need to work on slowing down, and then also rereading our sentence to make sure it makes sense that we have all those words. Her sentence structure is very simple, and there are some spelling skills that are missing. The CK ending here, TH for thing. And maybe we can work on spelling this puzzle word, color. This next writing sample is from a 7-year-old boy. And you can see that B's and D's are reversed in his alphabet. There are some gaps in his spelling skills, like the CK ending for shock and the SH at the beginning. Grime, missing that E, so the vowel consonant E. Scratch, he's got SCKR for his blend at the beginning, so we need to work on those beginning 3-letter blends. Swung, he's missing a blend at the beginning, and he's got ONG instead of UNG. So it gives me a little more information about where some gaps are in the sounds for spelling. And then I asked him to write a couple of sentences that I just picked from the lesson pages. And we can see he does not start his sentences with capitals or end with punctuation. And then we have a couple of reversals with B's and D's. And then the word place, he doesn't have that vowel consonant E skill. So that gives me more information about some of those spelling skills that we're going to need to work on. And when we do some sentence work, we're going to reinforce starting with capital letters, ending with a punctuation mark, and then maybe also starting our sentences here on this line. So better use of the page when we're writing. So as you can see, the information that you get from the writing sample, along with information you get from the phonics screener, can help to give you a starting point for instruction and help you target specific writing skills as you plan your instruction. It allows you to see what writing skills they know rather than assume that they have those skills. And this will help you when you explicitly teach those writing skills as you do word study work and also sentence writing work.